Ever struggle to hold tiny delicate parts while working on your project? It's like trying to hold on to a bar of wet soap. Just keeps slipping out of your grasp. Well, not anymore. Today we're making a vise so versatile it will make your tweezers jealous. Welcome to Soulful Crafts. Time to make something truly awesome. So the problem I'm trying to solve is holding on to something too small to handle by hand or with ordinary tools. For example, if I need to sand something similar to this piece, there's no practical way to hold it safely for sanding with this grinder while keeping all my fingers the same length as they were before I started. The idea is to make a tool that will hold the part in place, allowing me to work on it. This vise will have rather unusual jaws. In fact, it won't have jaws at all, but a set of retracting and protracting rods that will move along three axes, X, Y and Z. This will allow parts of any shape to be fixed securely in my new tool. Let's fire up the laser cutter and I'll proceed with the talking. I'll use sheet acrylic for the body of the vise, because the smell of burning acrylic always adds unique charm to any workshop morning. The main body and the moving parts will be made of 2 layers of 6mm white acrylic. A total of 12mm thickness is more than enough in terms of rigidity for the final product. I'm also planning to make top and bottom acrylic covers each 3mm thick, which will add some extra rigidity. I decided to draft this checkered pattern in places where the adjustment knobs will come in contact with the body of the device. I'll explain it in more detail once we get to that part of the assembly. Great, we've got all the parts ready. Now let's put it all together. Here's what we've got. These are the top and bottom covers with cutout slots for moving parts. The inner body of the vise with cutout guides for sliding carriages. The sliding carriages themselves that will carry the adjustable rods along all 3 axes. A set of gear-shaped washers for making X and Y positioning knobs. A set of washers for making rod length fixating knobs. And the set of washers for making the Z-axis positioning knobs. If you're wondering how I'm going to turn a set of washers into knobs, it's simple. I am going to 3D print the knobs using a poor man's 3D printer. Scion acrylate glue and spatial imagination. The same goes for the Z-axis adjustment knobs and the Z-axis stopper nuts. Although it didn't go as smoothly as expected, I accidentally glued the nut to the screw a couple of times. Now comes the fun part, putting it all together. Layer by layer, screw by screw, assembling these laser cut pieces is a lot like doing a 3D puzzle. Except this one won't end up forgotten under your couch.
A reminder for editing, delete the next scene where I drop all the screws. Never mind, I'll just make it look like it was intentional.
Okay, all the screws are tightened, all the knobs are in place, let's test this creation in action. I've made this vise specifically for another project of mine. See, I wanted to make this wooden brooch as a birthday gift for my girlfriend. And I figured I wouldn't be able to make one without shortening my fingers on this grinder at some point. So here we are. By the way, feel free to check out the brooch video, it's a creative journey you won't want to miss. Link at the end of this video. So here's how it works. I position the part, the unfinished brooch in this case, on the body of the vise, fix it in place by adjusting the position of the rods to match the outline of the part, and tighten the XY position stopper knob so that the rods stay in place. This checkered pattern that I showed you earlier works perfectly to stop the knobs from loosening due to vibration or simply by themselves. Now it's time to adjust the height of the rods so that they won't get in the way of the tool I'll be using later. Once the height is set, you just tighten the Z-axis stopper nut and we're good to go. Clamp the vise to any stable surface and grind away like there's no tomorrow. It's amazing how the screws adjust to hold any part securely. It's like a hug, but for your materials. So there you have it, a vise that's small but mighty. I'm sure it will become a valuable little helper for my future projects. If you enjoyed this project, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments how would you use such a vise. Hope that this video was of any value to you. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time.